Chapter 10, Part 6, Human Perspective on Personality. The emergence of the third force, in opposition to both psychoanalysis and behaviorism, was a third force in psychology called humanistic psychology. This view of personality emphasizes human potential and such uniquely human characteristics as self-awareness and free will. It sees people as being innately good and focuses on the healthy personality. Humanistic psychologists contended that the most important factor in personality is the individual's conscious, subjective perception of his or herself. Abraham Maslow, one of the two most important contributors to humanistic psychology, developed the hierarchy of needs and the concept of self-actualization. Psychotherapist Carl Rogers, one of the two most important contributors to humanistic psychology, developed his personality theory from his clinical experiences with his patients, whom he referred to as clients, to emphasize their active and voluntary participation in therapy. According to Rogers, the most basic human motive is the actualizing tendency, the innate drive to maintain and enhance the human organism. The cornerstone of Rogers' personality theory is the idea of the self-concept, which is the set of perceptions and the beliefs you have about yourself. As children develop a greater sense of self-awareness, there is an increasing need for positive regard, the sense of being loved and valued by other people. Rogers maintained that most parents provide their children with conditional positive regard, the sense that the child is valued and loved only when the child behaves in a way that is acceptable to others. Incongruence is a state in which a child's self-concept conflicts with his or her actual experience. Unconditional positive regard refers to the child's sense of being unconditionally loved and valued, even if she doesn't conform to the standards and expectations of others. Rogers did not advocate permissive parenting. He maintained that parents can disapprove of a child's specific behavior without completely rejecting the child herself. Through consistent experiences of unconditional positive regard, one becomes a psychologically healthy, fully functioning person who has a flexible, constantly evolving self-concept. Rather than offending against or distorting her own thoughts or feelings, the person experiences congruence. Her sense of self is consistent with her emotions and experiences. Evaluating the humanistic perspective on personality. The humanistic perspective has been criticized on two counts. Humanistic theories are hard to validate or test scientifically because they tend to be based on philosophical assumptions or clinical observations rather than on empirical research. Many psychologists believe that humanistic psychology's view of human nature is too optimistic. Although the influence of humanistic psychology has waned since the 1960s and early 1970s, it has made lasting contributions to psychotherapy, counseling, education, and parenting. This concludes this part of Chapter 10.